We did it. We are selling ammo. NazoAmmo.com. We teamed up. Keystone Munitions, quality, premium product. We're selling it online. What do? You go to NazoAmmo.com. First thing that pops up, what's this? It's an email list. What's the email list do? It's going to give you access to promo codes. It's going to give you access to events, t-shirts, apparel, everything we're doing. Get on that email list. You want 45? 45's not on the website, but then it's coming in. You're ahead of the curve. You're ahead of the guy who's just finding out about it. You're a part of the family. Very fast and furious how we do everything around here. Nazo Ammo. We are moving Keystone Munitions. Premium products. We're doing it. You want to pick up? You don't want to have it sent? You're Carl. You live down the road? Pick up Nazo at the promo code at the end. Now you're picking up ammo here. We're doing it, man. We are doing it. Nazo Ammo. www.nazoammo.com. Small town, big ammo.
Cruise Combat is a proud sponsor of the Combat Jiu-Jitsu 2020 Lightweight World Championships. Our custom high-end performance apparel is worn by combat athletes around the world. With performance pieces designed to last a lifetime, our graphics never fade, crack, or peel. Cruise Combat apparel isn't just made for the mat. Our lifestyle line features dozens of unique designs printed on the softest, most durable fabric out there. And we do custom designs, any quantity, big or small. Order your Cruise Combat gear today.
Zach Meslani now making his way to the stage. Meslani in the black and white. Expect fireworks, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem.
Veritable dream team of killers.
Him and JM holding down the fort at 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Great technique. He's
a beast. He's a savage.
Excellent coaches, I have to say. Great guys, JM and Zach.
That's a beautiful.
Great guys, JM and Zach.
Veritable dream team of killers.
He's a beast. He's a savage.
Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem. It's 10th Planet Bethlehem. It's a
great technique.
It's 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Yo, what's up, guys? Big Uncle Zach Mazalash here chilling. We're actually in Zach's corner, and that's where we're at. So I already got to tell myself I got to stop spinning around on the chair. But Mike did an awesome job setting up the studio over here in my office. So if you hear a little background noise, it might just be someone getting armbarred or leg locked in the back, or getting, buying some liquid death up front. Who knows? There's a lot of stuff going down. But I'm really pumped up to be doing it here because, a lot of you guys, I've been out for a couple of weeks. I actually just had a baby son. Well, I didn't have a baby son. My wife did. That might be against community guidelines because I said my wife had a baby, but you know what I mean, guys. But so yeah, it was a crazy week, man. I can't even explain it. I have such a newfound respect for mothers and for parents in general, because I know what they've gone through now. I know what my parents have gone through, which is pretty crazy, just staying up with them late at night and getting frustrated and, because you want to get to sleep, but also you're like, I love my son so much. I just want to hold him. It's a crazy experience. And, it's like definitely one of those things where, people tell you, you don't know what it's like until you don't know the love that you'll have for a son or a daughter or any kid until, you have them right there in front of you. So once I saw that baby come out, I was like, whoa, this is real. It's crazy. And then, I won't go into the whole story, but we spent like a week in the hospital, and everything was all good. And it wasn't as extreme as I originally made it out to be, because it was kind of like a common thing, but the doctors don't really tell you shit sometimes. So yeah, but it ended up being all good. He's really healthy. My wife is really healthy. So I'm just excited to be a dad. So infant stage, he's already 2 weeks old. I don't know how long I've been off, but he's already 2 weeks old. And man, it's pretty awesome. Like, he's every day or every other day, I feel like he's changing or getting older. So just excited to, I don't want to rush it, but I can't wait till the point where we're playing with WWF wrestling figures and, we're watching G.I. Joe, or we're going camping and, doing all this fun stuff. Right now, there's not much you can do, but just hold them and love them. But eventually they start getting older and they start getting their little personality. I mean, he already has a personality. He'll do stuff. I'll hold him by his head and he'll just be like, oh, you know what I mean? He'll be like, oh, dude, I know my dad has me. It's pretty wild, but like I said, I can't wait until we get to the point where we're like going camping or we're shooting guns or, I don't know, crazy shit like that. But man, I can't believe we're the new studio right here. I can't wait to set this piece up. Like we wanted to keep the podcast going. I don't want to be off too long. And, I want to keep my YouTube hits coming. And a lot of people over the past couple of weeks have been like, yo, man, I really love the podcast. I started going back and watching old podcasts and stuff, which is really cool. So I'm excited to keep this piece going. Even if I hit you with quick hitters, at least we can, we can keep it going, so it's pretty cool being set up here. Like I said, Mike did an awesome job, and I can't wait to set this piece up. Like we just went with whatever in the back. Mike threw up the Fuji mat thing, but we're going to be having, we'll have a whole bunch of stuff going on over here. So, but man, so many updates. We got what's going on this weekend. We got the finishers tournament. Mike's going to be making the Coupe de Villes over here. So going to have some more burgers going down. It's like going to be a big festival. I'm going to come by in the morning, grab some burgers, probably go home, chill with my son, come back for the qualifier. We got pretty much 70 competitors registered right now. And I think today is the last day. By midnight tonight, they have to register. So, which is good. That's perfect. Like 70 to 100 competitors in Finishers HQ right here where we're doing the podcast. 70 people throwing down, and then the one division has like 20 some people in it. We might have to throw a couple $100 whoever wins that shit. And these are all amateurs. You guys know the Finishers Open. This is the 6th Finishers Open that we've done, Mike. Can you believe that shit? Number 6. That's just the opens. And the Finishers regular tournament, I think we've done about 13 or something like that, right? Mortal Kombat was the Super Fight Series 1, but that's technically it must be number 13 or something like that. So, I don't know what we're going to do next. A lot of people asking me what division I don't even have anything set up right now. I've just been concentrating on my family and stuff and the Finishers fam here because we got some big shit coming up. A lot of our guys are competing this weekend, and then also, whoever wins the shot. So then I should talk about this right now. The Emerald City Invitational, which is stacked to the gills with guys. It's insane how many people are in that shit. Sam pulling out the stops. Let me grab my Liquid Death here. Shout out to Liquid Death. They sent us a bunch of free cans for the tournament. It's water in a can. It's actually mountain water. JM introduced us to this stuff. I don't know how he found it, but it's pretty cool. It's got a skull on it. So I just want to say RIP to my thirst. I hope my thirst will rest in peace. But Sam McCall pulling out all the stops for the Emerald City. Dude, the Emerald City is going to be nuts, dude, with all those guys in it. So it's like a good mix of guys who have either won or been in the Finishers, been doing mostly a sub-only game. And then there's a lot of going to be a lot of dudes who are like IBJJF style jumping in it too, that are starting to get into leg locks and what have you. So that should be pretty interesting. 10 Gs. Most likely going down to that and reffing it. So, with the rest of the crew here, Renee, Dev, JM, and the rest of the squadrino from Finishers. Sub only, Tom Selmore and all those guys. And, and then they're going to be reffing all day on Sunday. It's like a big event. Mike's going to be cooking burgers outside. I have a shout out to, all the sponsors, obviously Amy from the Hybrid Healer, the Hybrid Healer. She's going to be out there doing, I don't know if she's coming down, actually. I forget to ask her. I've been so busy. But she actually came over, worked on my wife, did a house call on her, which is awesome. She's killing it. Every Monday she's here at the school doing cupping and body work and all that shiznit. So if you're looking to get fixed up, stay on the mats, talk to her. Cherryville Photography. She sponsored the tournament. Straight Ahead Barbershop. How about that one big that tournament that they have going down? And I don't know if you saw some of the advertising I've been doing for those guys. The Veterans Bushido Brotherhood. It's like it benefits veterans and stuff, and they have a jiu-jitsu tournament going down there. And then they also are going to be they're also giving away guns. They have gun raffles. They're doing like a whole outside festival thing. So that's pretty dope. So just check the Finishers sub only Instagram. Like if you're listening to this podcast, you don't have Instagram, get with the times, man. And check the Finishers sub only Instagram. You can see information on all the sponsors on there. So check that shit out. From there, I forget who else did I talk. Like I said, Cherryville Photography. Shout out to Deanna. Came over and took some pictures of my son, which is really dope. He was, he's crying a lot when I'm holding him, obviously. But Deanna comes over and she has 3 daughters, and she's so awesome. She knew exactly what to do, got him in place and stuff. So she's always takes pics at the tournament. Obviously, Juliana Fonseca Photography, been with us since Finishers 1. She's gonna be down here doing her thing. Another tournament update too. We got a new sponsor is going to be here selling gear. Hopefully, all of our gear. Actually today's Friday, right? So some of it's not going to be here, but I will have t-shirts thanks to Mike, and fucking shout out to Axelrad for always coming through and getting our shit done on time. They're the man. Cruise Combat stuff's going to be here. I know that. And then I know all of our Brett the Hitman hard gear and stuff. It's not the company's fault. It's just fucking customs, shit takes forever. Even Cruise Combat's backed up sometimes, like these guys are busy. But we thank them, and we're going to be having gear we have some tank tops coming. We have some Finishers HQ, it just says Finishers MMA, but we needed to. I like those. Just business tip right here. Just get 100 t-shirts and just give them out. You know what I mean? Just get 50 t-shirts and just give them out. You know how much that helps? So many of our guys started because they saw someone else who might not even train here rocking a t-shirt, which is really awesome. So check into that, you freaking guys, and then. So that's the Finishers tournament. I'm sure I'm missing sponsors and shit. I'm sorry if I am. I'm trying to think who else is on there. But we're giving away kendo sticks, just like the Sandman. I have one behind me right here. Right. If you guys remember the Sandman from back in the day, we're giving away. So there's 14 divisions. Each division gets a kendo stick. Not only do they get a kendo stick, but whoever wins the Emerald City qualifier gets to go against Kennedy Maciel first round at the Emerald City. But whoever wins the qualifier over here is going to be going against go away, we're filming, and whoever wins the qualifier, I knew that was going to happen, we should have put up a sign, but whoever wins the qualifier is actually going to be doing the Emerald City, which is going to be sick. But that one is for 10 grand. If you win the Finishers, you get $1,000, you get a kendo stick. We might even give you a bottle of champagne or champagne or something like that. Because Mike, what do you think of the kendo sticks? Will you take a kendo stick shot to the head for the Finishers tournament? Sandman style?
No, I'm not doing any of that. I learned my lesson with Carmelo.
Yeah, that's right. You also got choked out by Mickey Gall.
Yep.
Yeah, so UFC fighter Mickey Gall choked Mike out as a demonstration for the it wasn't for anything, actually. It was just for the hell of it. Yeah. And then you did take a leg kick from Mello.
Yeah.
I mean, look up Carmelo Marrero. He's huge. He's laying people out with leg kicks and shit like that. It's a big issue, so can't be doing that. What else?
You did take it to the head.
Yeah. Well, didn't they used to hit each other in the head with that? Actually,
broken in and knew what they were doing.
Well, actually, if you hear, they actually didn't, because someone took remember when Jake the Snake still believes, I don't know if you guys watch any documentaries on Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake believes that his whole drug problem started because the honky tonk man hit him in the head with a guitar that wasn't a prop guitar, So, yeah. It's unbelievable. So maybe when he hits him, it looks pretty hard. Then he hits him again, and he does hit him right in the head. So they told me they were regular, well, they didn't tell me, but they told everybody they were regular guitars, and then they were regular guitars, and then they took the middle out of them or whatever. But that's not good. So, anyways, those are the Finishers updates. There's a lot of good guys in the Finishers sub only qualifier too, like Sid. Sid the Kid is in it. That's pretty dope. And then there's guys like Rob Deggle, I think Chris Crawford, Jeff Mock, Bront Bosseron. There's a whole shit ton of guys. I forget who the freak else is in it too. You got to look that shit up, which is really cool. So doing a qualifier is like your first step. Like if people are like, oh, how do I get into the sub only game? Like, when you're a young guy, you start off doing the regular open, then all of a sudden you jump in a qualifier because fuck it, you go against some good guys. And then, let's say one day you eventually win a qualifier. Next, you're on the big show. And then you get the rub, maybe you do good. You're probably going to get your ass kicked by the best guy who's on the big show, but that's okay. Then you go to the next thing, which is awesome too. So, so that's like kind of the come up. So I kind of want to put in the background too. I want to throw up a lot of the old Finishers, like people, every time like people come in into the office here, they always look on my bulletin board, which is mostly just old Finishers paperwork that I keep. Like I like to keep everything for the nostalgia. And I have the finishers one that the guys filled out, and they didn't write I got to find the one where they wrote the submissions down in the times. That's what I like. Like what time did we get a heel hook? You know, it'll be like, heel hook 936, RNC, this guy. And then you look at all the guys and you're like, damn, like, because I like to post the old ones on the finisher sub only. Sometimes people are like, holy crap. That's those divisions were Stidak to the Giddils, is what I like to say. What else is going on? We got so much shit. July is pretty much, July is like a slow month in the martial arts game, even though we've been steady with signups and, people leaving and stuff like that. But, the martial arts game slows down a little bit in July, especially now because of coronavirus. People were taking time off and, going and doing stuff as opposed to, just staying in their house or hanging out for a summer. People have been they've been cooped in their house forever. So they believe in the vaccine. They're like, I got the vaccine. I can go out and do whatever I want now and go back to doing regular life. So then they're out, traveling and, I find it funny that a lot of people that criticize us for like staying open and doing shit, or I see people now and they're like all over the place, like with no mask on or anything. And it's just funny to me because like, they just believe in the doctors so much. And, Pfizer, that's why I keep sharing stuff. I know it pisses people off, but, these companies keep getting stuff recalled. Like they just recalled like a sunscreen or something like that. That was like killing fish. And, it's made by these drug companies. They're just a big monopoly, dude. They don't give a shit. You know what I mean? They need to figure out how to get rid of that because obviously, more people died. Like I shouldn't even say stats because I don't know, but so many people, dealt with, suicide and taking their own lives because of, just not having the opportunity to go out and do their own, run their life, like go to the gym or, see people or whatever, just sitting at home with your thoughts. And a lot of people are dealing with that shit. Like, I used to be, when I was younger, I was probably really insensitive to it because just the way I grew up, my dad would just be like, get your shit together and fucking do it, and I would be like, this sucks or whatever. I hate this job. And he would be like, well, do it anyway to be miserable because you have to. And you would just do it. So like nowadays, I know a lot of people, we don't talk about mental health because, it was stigmatized back in the day. You just, as a guy, like, look what I'm telling you, what I went through. Like your parents just were like, fucking get it together. Like the way my dad says his dad was, like, even though I don't remember my grandpa that much, my other grandpa, they were mean. They were the nicest guys and gentle guys, but they also felt like they were mean as shit because of the way they were. Like if they yelled, everybody was scared. If they raised their voice or he would like smack, every now and then, like bang the table when the kids were being crazy or whatever, you actually listened. You would never raise your hand to your parents or anything crazy like that, or even talk back to them, because even if you said something stupid back to them, you knew you were going to get slapped or spanked or everything taken away from you. Now it's like, you could be like, hey, mom, you're an asshole. And you'd be like, oh, yeah, you're in trouble. They'd be like, I'm calling the cops, and they could change whatever they want. Like you have so much leverage as a kid for some reason, and I just feel like it's, times have changed so much. Really changed where people, like I said, my dad told me that the way he learned how to swim was his dad picked him up and threw him in the pool and said, swim. And he's like, wait, you don't know how to swim yet? Threw him in the pool and said, swim. Now, is that the best way to teach a kid? Probably not. And I'm sure there are a lot of parents will say that's a terrible way to do it because you scared him, but he learned how to swim. That's what my dad would say. I learned how to swim. So like, I understand what he's saying, but also like maybe a little bit overboard too at the same time. But it's wild how times have changed. But I saw a funny thing too. It said, if you watch the news, we're in the middle of the craziest pandemic race war of all time. But if you don't watch the news, it's Friday.
I didn't know that was going on.
Yeah, no idea. What peep the news though? It seems like it's Warzone out there. Everyone hates each other. But like, the funny thing is when I come to the dojo, it's not like that at all. I receive so much love. I mean, obviously I know I'm one of the owners, but I just receive so much love here from everybody and people dropping off gifts and all types of stuff like that. And, just talking about the kid and, taking care of the school while I'm gone and everything, is really crazy, honestly. Like it's wild to even think about. But like on the news, they want you to think that, you know, the place is going to hell. And it is. A lot of things are going to hell. I mean, I hear that's crazy stories about kids going to school where they're trying to teach them like sex education and about stuff like that. Like when they're really, really young, like let's just say that like 8 years old, you know, teaching them about all this shit. And like, you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like the school shouldn't be, you know, allowed to do that. But I guess if you send your kid there, you're kind of saying, hey, do whatever you want. You know, I know parents are fighting about masks and all this different stuff. So, I mean, yeah, dude, it's wild. Like there is stuff going on. So I can't just say like it's Friday because I get to live almost in a bubble. Like I only get mad at the news when I check it, you know, when I actually go on whatever, Facebook, and the news just forces me to read it somehow. You know, I've been doing better with staying off that stuff for a long time now, but man, for a while there during coronavirus, nothing else to do. And I didn't have a baby, so it was just sitting around the house. And yeah, man, just looking stuff up will drive you insane. That's kind of like how some my family members are too. They're just on the freaking computer, or they're just like Fox News loop, and they're like, no, don't you know the Delta variant's coming up? I'm like, oh my God, dude. You know what I was thinking too, Mike? We got to go back to some of the old finisher, the old Now We Go podcast, because I bet we were dropping knowledge that we were right. And we just have the date.
asked me about bringing that back too. We should do that like once a month.
Yeah, I think we could do that once a month.
When we did it on like it was like a Thursday night or something after training and a bunch of guys. That was the best show. And I think if we do that once a month and just bring dudes in.
Yeah. What he's saying now, I'm sure you could hear that, but what he was saying is, yeah, we'll just do it like once a month when people are in town or whatever. We just hit a Thursday night podcast. I think that would be awesome. And then we'll keep this going. I want to try to keep this going once a week. You know, I try to do like half hour, you know, to 45-minute hitters. Just get in here and you know, talk shit. Because now I have even less allotted time for personal time. Like I'm not even trying to have personal time. I just had a kid, but like these things, you know, like YouTube, for instance, like I tell people about it all the time. And finally I figured out YouTube Shorts, right? There's a thing on there. YouTube Short is basically like to go against Instagram Reels. You know, so I got a decent amount of followers on YouTube here. If you're watching this, which is thank you guys for following this thing. And, you know, obviously when I put up a video of Grace, it gets 1 million or 100,000 views or whatever, her and John Jock. But if I put up me doing a move, it might get like 170, but that's still pretty good. And if I stay consistent with the podcast and I stay consistent with the moves, then what happens is I get paid off YouTube. And, you know, it's just something that I have to keep doing, you know, and we have sponsors for the show. So that helps take care of a lot of things and, you know, have Mike come over here and move and stuff like so. Speaking of the sponsors, shout out to them. Armbar Club. I got to hit up Ted again. Check out Armbar Club. He's got a bunch of cool T-shirts, rash guards, all that stuff. Obviously, we're sponsored by Cruise Combat. They do all my custom stuff. And I believe Cruise Combat is going to do it. Rubber Guard Assassins, our other sponsor, man, they've been throwing some, dude, once competitions came back, bro, Rubber Guard Assassins content went to the moon. People are out there. Somebody hit like, if you guys don't know what a dead orchard is, like, which is a classic move that most people should know. It's like the triangle over the shoulders, but I would be dead orcharding people back in the day. And some dude now, it's like some dude hit like 4 or 5 dead orchards in a row or some shit. Go on Rubber Guard Assassins and watch that, man. You can learn a lot just from watching their videos. He puts up instructionals. He's got live people throwing heat up there, so it's really cool. I would check that out. Those are the sponsors, and what they're going to be doing. Oh, and Sabrachi. I don't know if he probably won't want to do this, but I do want to get my wife something, so I might have to talk to him. But I want to talk to Samson. Shout out to everybody that reached out for my bacchiotomy. If you guys saw that picture of my spine I put up on Instagram, that is a real live picture of my spine. That is not a windy road. And it is what it is. I mean, I'm in pain all the time, yes, but not that bad, or I'm just used to it. And I got to do a lot of things to make sure my body stays good. Mostly just stretching. I mean, I've had multiple compliments now, like, hey, are you hitting the gym? And I've been just doing, since I haven't been coming in here and working out with Brian as much because of the baby, I've just been doing push-ups at home. My cardio's trash, but my shoulders and upper body are getting pretty diesel, which is cool. So I'm going in the opposite direction, but I'm retired, so I don't have to worry about it. But so the sponsors for what's cool, Mike, is the sponsors for the show are really like my sponsors in real life too. and they're all so awesome people. They're all really awesome people. What they're gonna be doing is they're gonna be paying to put the wall pads, and this is a school tip right here. They're gonna be paying to put the wall pads at my school. Like, we need some wall pads in the back for the MMA squad, which Zach Mikowski's gonna be killing it for the MMA squad, but we have we need some wall pads to fill in, and I'm going to put our Finishers HQ logo in the back, which will be dope. But then a bunch of the sponsors are paying to have their logo on the wall pads, and it's going to cost them, a couple $100, $1,000, whatever. But then their logo is going to be on our wall pads all the time. Pictures get taken, like it's just like basically a billboard at our school, So for them to invest whatever it costs, $1,500, I don't even know, is worth it in my opinion. So if you own a school and you're looking to like add some wall pads or like change some things around, you might be able to work something out with a company and say, hey, listen, you pay for the wall pads and then give us X amount of money a month or whatever deal you're going to work out with them. Or you can just say, hey, you buy the wall pads and we'll put your logo on it. You pay to have your logo on. Food shop, talk to me. I'll put you in touch with Patrick over at Fuji Mats. He'll get you a mock set up. He'll mock it up, send it to you, and there you go. And then you're going to be doing, next you're going to be having new cool wall pads at your school. You could do that with the mats too. They print one on the mats, but the wall pads look real dope because it's like 1, 2. You could do like across like 4 or 5 mats, which looks really awesome. I think they did a thing for Showtime Pettis and at some gym he owns, and the whole like wall mat, it's like across like 6 mats. It says Showtime Pettis. It's really sick. So it just makes the gym look awesome. It looks, it just really looks dope. It looks clean. And the MMA guys, they need wall pads because they got to be slamming each other into the walls and stuff. JM's dad's killing it. The ring, we had some problems with the floor because it's a piece of shit and it's old, but they're fixing that. So the ring is going to be up. Then I'm talking to, I'm always talking to Fuji, and then hopefully we get some more mats and a ring in here, and then we can take the show or a cage, and then we can, we got everything we need for the squad, throw up a couple more heavy bags, coffee shop, and we out this bitch. So I got a lot of work to do is what I'm saying. But that's a good thing. And I'm busy. And like, Mike was talking about one of his friends. We were talking this morning about like, what's like having a kid. And, I'm busy, man. Like, not just busy, but you're busy with your son. It's a good thing. And I love it. But, you just figure out how to get it done. Like, my wife understands I have to work too. I have to do things that are going to keep pushing my work forward. So forward progression. But, that way we can keep getting money and paying bills and all this stuff. So you have to do some stuff, but you have to also carve out time for your family. So it's like a crazy mix you got to do. I can't imagine people have multiple kids that were all young at the same time. It's wild as shit, dude. 4. Yeah, 4 kids, bro.
Me and my brother are 11 months apart.
Yeah, that's tough, dude. 11 months apart, bro. Right when you turn around and bang, right another freaking,
it was a mistake.
Yeah, another baby right around. My wife said the same thing. Like, we gotta be careful. We can't just have a kid right away. Like, it's just took it was a big toll on us, just going through all this. And like, I see some people seem like a breeze, but I don't know what they're going through. To us, it was tough, and it's still tough. It's going to be hard, but I want it to be, I want it to be easy. Obviously everybody would love that, but I just, like they always say, I pray for the willpower to be able to be strong in times when, it's hard. So that's what I want to do. I want to be tough and I feel like I'm good at that. And I feel like, I'm a wartime president, if you will. Like, hopefully one day when I'm gone, things will be at peace at all times. But I feel like since we're on the build, I'm still always feel like I'm in battle. I think, people sometimes criticize me and JM for that because we feel like we're always pushing back, and I've done a lot less of that. But, we're still like, we feel like we have the recognition, but also we don't at the same time. It's not even the recognition. We just want to, we also in the long run just want to get paid. I mean, that's, we started this whole shit. Like, we want to make enough money to be able to provide for your family, have nice shit. Why not? Like, that's nothing wrong. I still feel like, sometimes we look at people like, oh, look at that guy, he's got money. Yeah, well, did he work for it? Well, then what's the big deal? What's the problem? He has a freaking nice house and a pool and shit. I want to do a backflip off a stone, some big, stone thing into a pool at my house one day, or not, whatever. I just want to have a place that I can have a garden, my dogs can run around, so, I just want to, whatever it is, we'll get through it and just keep pushing forward, like I'm lucky, man. Like, last thing I'll say, and then I gotta get going, is I'm lucky that, I haven't really dealt in my own, I mean, I have had hard things happen like everyone has, but like I've never really dealt with crazy tragedy yet, you know, and I say yet because I know there's always a possibility of something crazy happening, but you know, like I hope it never happens, but you know, and I know people have gone through so much shit, man. They still come out the other side, and you just see how strong someone is, and that's what I pray for. I pray to be that kind of person, like someone going through something hard. You know, like, you know, I'm sure it's really tough for him, but my boy, Zach Edwards, you know, had a bunch of medical stuff. Like you can always check his GoFundMe. I'll try to put it in the YouTube here and help him out. Medical bills. Like he's been through so much shit. And I don't know if they still know what's going on, you know, in and out of the hospital and, you know, having all that stuff done, not being able to do jiu-jitsu and stuff. That's really hard, man. But like, you know, I was really proud to give Zach his black belt. Some of the other guys too, been training with us like Phil and Devin for years. And there's a couple more guys too that we got to get around to. But yeah, man, like that's, you know, imagine you think like, oh man, my shit's hard, dude. It's not hard at all, bro. Like you gotta have perspective, you know? That's why some people, I get irritated when people are like, this fucking country and blah, blah, blah. Hey, dude, have some perspective. You ever go to another country? You ever live someone else's life? No. You know, like I love the people, just everybody, you know, is a crybaby. Everybody wants something. And, you know, that type of attitude really sucks, man. Like you're thinking like, oh, well, someone's always trying to hold me down. Yeah. Like, dude, fucking get up and get it, man. And that sucks. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, but sometimes you just have to. Sure. It's okay to be upset and it's okay to go through hard things, but eventually, like, you know, you got to get up. You know, I think, and my dad would tell me that shit too. And I'm lucky enough, like, yeah, I know a lot of kids who didn't have dads. I'm lucky enough to have had, you know, a great family that, you know, they split up when I was young, but they were always good to me. You know, they were never, you know, bad to me or like, you know, didn't take me places. They always provided for me and like tried to do the best they could, you know, and that's all I think you could ask for. And that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? But I want to just keep pushing. Like people say that I'm a hustler, then that's good. Then I'm hustling. I'm out here, you know, and I'm going to do it so that way in case, I mean, God forbid, what the fuck if something happens to me and I can't provide for my family? That's why I'm trying to get kicked up as much as I can and enjoy the time that I have. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. We wanted to get this set up in here. I hope you guys like it. Like I said, Mike did an unbelievable job setting all this crap up because, you know, and he wants to be able to do this eventually too. Like I said, he's going to be here Sunday, cooking the Coupe de Ville outside, some more burgers and stuff. So, you know, check out Never Again Studios, Never Again Radio, all that stuff. Like, you know, he's, you know, me and him talk all the time. We're always pushing each other to try to do more stuff. You know, to try to do different things. And it's, you know, we're just constantly changing like, oh yeah, we got to do this. Or we got to do that. I'm not going to be able to go to Nazareth. Oh, let's do the podcast over there. What do you think about that? And he's like, yes, let's do it because he wants to eventually be taking this show on the road. He got the van and stuff now. Like that's action, man. If you start taking some action, you start getting that snowball going downhill. You know what I mean? If you don't ever take any action on anything, nothing's going to happen. You know, it's not like we talked about The Secret before. You can't just sit back and like, oh, I hope I have a boat one day. No one's just going to fucking show up to your house with a boat, you dumbass. You got to go out and get it, son. If you want that boat, bro, you know, you're going to have to take some action. You know, like Marshawn Lynch said, I'm about that action, boy. You know, so, but I love you guys. Thanks for listening. And let's keep this piece going. If anyone has any questions or anything like that you want me to answer, so it's not just me up here babbling about dates and sponsors and all that crap, even though all that shit's cool. Yeah, ask me some questions. So I have some stuff to talk about. Like I'll just, you know, we could talk UFC. I'll talk jiu-jitsu philosophy. I'll talk fucking, you know, whatever you guys want. You know what I mean? We'll talk business moves, you know, stuff I'm trying to work on. I mean, I'm not that smart. I'm learning from guys all the time. So, yeah, but I appreciate all your well wishes. I love you guys. Peace.